Good evening, Speed Gaming fans. We had a little difficulties getting going, but we are on our way. I am Classic Gamer 76. Joining me in the booth for this FRFR race is Kumo. How's it going, Kumo?
I'm doing well. How about you, Classic Gamer?
I am doing pretty good. So you have SGLive, top brackets. This is the first race I've seen where we've had a fighter for our melee. For those of you who aren't familiar with the flags, we have a black belt, a forced fighter or thief, a forced nun, and a forced mage, which in this case is a red mage. Let's see, what do you think about those blur scenes as we're off?
Blur scenes we have for red mage, we have hurt dragon. I mean, that's okay. For the fighter, we have 10 luck, might be able to run. And then for our black belt is 800 gold pieces. They can buy spells. Yay! What is in our... Ooh, we get fire 3. That is very helpful at the very beginning.
Yes, and ice too, for those things that resist fire, like those pesky sea creatures. So the black belt realizing, he needs some mage support early. He's bringing the money.
That is true. Black belts are notorious for not being able to do anything until like level 22. And that is where we need to get to find our grind. Hopefully, do you usually try to find your grind early or find it late?
Let's see. I mean, usually I'd say midway because we do get extra experience for each key item that we have. But then again, the earlier the grind, the earlier you can take care of those levels. And big chunk of gold and Toph there.
How big are we talking? I was looking away.
That was 5 digits. That was just over 10,000.
Oh, that might be good enough. That Aegis shell is good for being sold.
Yes, that's very good for being sold because those might wonder, we have a fighter. Couldn't you promote? Well, there is no tail in the seed. Those flags that I should say.
And no tail means no promotion, and no promotion means can't equip the Aegis unless they have shields or bonks, and none of them have shields or bonks.
Our melee item is the black shirt, and I like what Jaylow's doing. He's giving it to the black belt early on before the punch cannon gets online, and Garla comes out with Stinger just to annoy everyone with poison.
For those, we can eventually pick up a red wizard, white wizard, and black wizard. The white wizard has a cure 3 bonus, and a black wizard has a +10 strength. Womp womp.
Yep. The king gives Mithril, which I am presuming is the ruby, and yep. Which it's more clear on RBB screen, and the princess gives the canal. So once we get a ship, we'll be able to get out of the inner sea.
All right, from here, usually I've been going up to Provoca after these checks. I haven't seen anybody go to the left as of yet before Provoca. You want to get those level 2 spells, and then you're possibly going to get the crystal somewhere over there, maybe.
Yep. At the very least, you will definitely get some key item from Bikke. See, house is pretty cheap, 630 gold. That's going to be very, especially if you're doing that overworld grind later. If we have something quick enough off the hard reset, or find something like sandworms or the legendary blue stake.
Blue stake. That's my favorite grind right there. I always look forward to seeing an encounter right off the hard reset because it's like, ooh, I could possibly grind those blue stakes. And then sometimes it's the steak and wings. All right, let's see what they are off. Oh, Jaylow's going up to check on the chest in. We don't have a crystal yet, so.
Yep.
So now.
Interesting play. RBB, meanwhile, is going straight to Provoca, but if you find something nice in a chest, you'll be able to use it sooner rather than later.
Yeah, but with these flags out, it's more focused on the black belt, so we're not too incentivized to check chests early on.
And indeed, there is not much in Metoya's. I mean, the best thing they could have found was maybe something like a Thor hammer or a mage stick or something like that, and Vicky gives over the TNT, so...
Vicky's having a blast over there.
Yep. And look at the shops in Provoca. It's one of our newer and more fun, in my opinion, flags, where we shuffle the item shops in Provoca. Not much
so
in
confusing. White. Ooh, there's Nuke at level 2!
Always nice to see that. Bane isn't bad to see either. Although,
but when you have Nuke, Bane just doesn't exist.
Well, the interesting thing is, I would say it'd be great potentially for Kraken or Tia, except we're not going to see them this seed.
No, we are not. We have alternate Fiend settings on. So we are going to see different Fiends from different games in this seed. Could be Titan or, also Espers. Titan could be Belzebubs, could be...
Yep. Get the Black Knight, among others, who would be another baneable one. Sure, Ifrit, Leviathan, all sorts of ones.
Triple Factorial, isn't all Fiends set to random? Yes. So every seed is just different Fiends in different areas. We don't know what we'll get until we encounter.
Yep, that's one of the fun things about alternate Fiends. And Jaylow's looking for the inn or something, not sure where it is with all the shuffling around. There it is.
Yep, I get confused too, Jaylow. I get confused too.
Yep, it happens to all of us. It's just part of the fun.
Herbie B's trying to run from imps, or interesting. Oh, there we go. Finally, okay, he went to Provoca and got what he needed out of there. So he is going towards the Dwarf Cave.
Yep.
Going to turn in that TNT. Maybe we'll have lazy dwarves today.
Jaylow's picking up his TNT now, so he'll be heading over in that direction shortly.
Ooh, the Roost Stick.
That's a nice find.
That is a nice find, especially if you get the Fun Dead. Yeah, you might want to get some Roost Stacks on your black belt, because they don't. They punish a black. Ooh, we got a recruitable characters. I was talking about this earlier. This is a black wizard. Yep,
and Herbie B going with the full party strat. So, that's. But of course, you get potentially more firepower. I mean, seeing level 2 nuke really makes it tempting to pick up another black magic caster. But of course, you're not going to get the experience as quickly, or it's going to take just that little bit longer to dan off everyone except the black belt when you find the grind.
Well, if you find a metal slime tile, though, you'll be grateful for that extra cast of nuke in Fire 3.
Oh, yes. Herbie B taking on Astos.
That is a great group grind tile, right? Oh, well, Astos just said, no more nuke for you.
Except they backroad the wrong wizard and the red mage takes him down. So we get the herb.
I wonder what herb they had in mind for this game.
That's a good question. I mean, it was whatever herb goes into jolt tonics, I guess.
There we go. Wake some people up. Sometimes I need a little jolt in my life. Man, working long hours and just trying to stay awake.
I hear you there. So maybe the herb is something that restricts caffeine, and the prince has the bottle, so that's not going to be anything new.
Well,
and Jaylow frees the Hooray Dwarf from his one-word misery.
We now know why he was sleeping. He was drinking a little bit from the bottle. This is like, give back this bottle. Take this bottle away.
He's end up drinking a
fade
fairy if he's not careful. And yeah, that's a red learnable fade. Invis 2, though, is white locked.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
And at least the prince didn't drink the fairy, too. But
that's
Cure
true.
4 is red learnable.
I like that Cure 4. What about that Heal 3, though? I don't think it's the red learnable.
I don't think that's red learnable. Nope. And I think that wouldn't be even after promotion.
At least you got the Gear 4. Lit 3?
Yes.
Hey, there we go. Ice 3 and Lit 3. Now you got all your bases covered for...
Those can save on the nuke charges because sure, nuke is level 2 will get a bunch of casts eventually.
Jaylow's finally making his way over to the dwarves. No? Did he already turn in the dwarves?
I believe he did. Which right now he's got a little problem is the one person he wants all the experience to be funneled to is flat on his face, and one of those wolves had sleep touch.
Oh, that's when you need that jolt tonic. Get up! Run away! Oh well. Jaylow's getting the business from these wolves.
Yes, he is. Irby B looks like he's heading in the direction of Marsh. Of course, Marsh is a random incentive location in this flag set, so we'll have to see where it ends up.
What route do you usually take? You go up or down first?
I mean, I haven't actually played these flags myself, but here I would go up first, which is something you've seen the runners who have a lot more experience than me doing, and Jaylow getting the business from the ogres and creeps.
Wow. So he got the business from the wolves. Now he's getting business from the ogres and creeps. Jaylow, that's not good, man. Not good.
I mean, that extra luck on that fighter's really helping here.
That's a good thing. Run away! To fight another day. Let's see. We are seeing what our first. Oh, there we go.
And gargoyles have poison touch and multiple hits, so they are as annoying as always.
Soft. Are we gonna find our incentive item in these last two chests at the top? If we don't find anything good in these, bones.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Well, oh boy! And those are going to appear in large packs in Marsh.
That was a bit of a shocker there.
Yes, I mean, but hey, anything that makes the seat a bit more electrifying.
Exactly. Or truly, commence of encounters, the bone zone. Yes. And that was a reset. That would have been a reset anyway if he was only able to check those two chests. Meanwhile, Jaylow's checking all the spells over in Elflin.
Yep, finding lots of good things there. Of course, one thing also note, Warp was at level 3, so that's great, especially, if we have to go to ordeals, which, the runners would, of course, prefer not to, or, if you have to go to ice, which, again, you probably prefer not to, but in case you have to.
Ordeals over ice. I'm just saying, ordeals over ice any day. Ice is not nice.
No, it's not. Well, it's often closer to get to.
I have very bad memories of nuke slimes.
I just have bad memories of Ice Cave in general. And there's the ship, so that's our incentive in Marsh. And
are we gonna warp out? Are we gonna? Yes,
we're
just gonna warp out. We're not gonna check any more chests.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's what I would do too. Just get out of there.
Run! Here we go.
Yep.
And Herbie got out of there with the ship. Now that ship is going to appear next to Elflin Dock. If they picked it up somewhere else, like closer to the Dwarf Cave, that would appear in the Dwarf Dock.
The ship.
It always. Go ahead.
The ship always appears in the inner sea because, canal's got to be worth something.
Mm-hmm. And now Herbie B has access to the outer sea, but Herbie B is going to get spells for his newly found Black Wizard, especially that nuke charge.
Yes, you see him heading to Provoca there now. He's definitely looking to pick up that nuke. Jaylow also picked up the Black Wizard, which not surprising because, again, level 2 nuke.
Nuke. It's a 4-letter word you love to see and love or don't want to see on other players, but you love to see when you're able to cast it.
Yes. And of course, there is 1 nuke in the regular spell pool and 3 in the Fiend's pool.
Oh, so much love, so much love. Alrighty, we are going to see what we have at level 5. Matt, no. Is he going to just go? Yep, going straight to turn in the ruby.
Yep, it's going to get the incentive from there and is going to check to see what Sarda has. Meanwhile, Jaylow picks up his ship. He's going to be getting out of there. Well, he hasn't seen the nasty stuff in Marsh yet.
Oh, God. Jaylow, run! Just run, Jaylow! Nope, nothing in that room. Wrong room! Alright. They're just mucking about. And we get the crystal from Sarda.
Yep. So Materia was on a date and left her crystal with him.
You think she would be able to see these things? Is that an Agma? Did we find an Agma? That oh, plus 2 rune sword. Too bad we do have a fighter, so
yep.
And get the canoe.
Of course, the problem with this Agama is we know it's not a safe grind, and of course, you know just how safe it isn't because of those bones.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be. We're gonna see if he goes with this grind or if he. It looks like that Agama's given the black belt the business right there. Oh, where's Mummy Pack?
Yep, that's pretty good. Especially we've got Fire 3, we've got Nuke.
It's not good if you get ambushed like this. Ow! There goes that fighter doing fighter thing, taking all the damage. Oh, and a defense sword. All right.
That's a nice find. That can't be equipped until after the promotion that we're not going to get. But Ruse. Always a good to have free Ruse.
Herbie reset out of that. Or not reset, but using the black shirt on. Yeah, you know, Undead is not very susceptible to ice damage.
Nope, it's not, but it's a little AoE. It's better than nothing. And none who could have gotten Fire 3 from level 1 and didn't. That would see if Herbie B makes the adjustment, but it is a long trek back to Canaria. And Wizards, that's nothing you want to grind on.
Nope. He's gonna warp right out. I don't blame him.
Of course, he wants to bring up the Black Mage. It's going to be, or Black Wizard, I should say. It's going to be a little bit of a trek.
There is a clinic in the. They have the flag on where there is a clinic in Melman.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that flag. Maybe Herbie B did too, or he just wants to get the Crescent anyway.
That is possible. He does have the canoes, so.
Yep, from there you can get the fire and ice. Ice could have the floater, unless, of course, the old men do.
They might. But I'm thinking it might be an ice. So usually, if the incentive item has been in ice, that is my floater. I usually just skip completely volcano and get my floater and do all my bean checks last. Oh, there is a red wizard right over there. That is a cube.
Yep. So that will give Sky access. Meanwhile, Jaylow is taking on Astos with Nuke and Fade. Black shirt. This probably won't be a very long battle. And
there's some Fade. There we go.
I don't think we've seen the incentive item for sale yet.
Nope, I have not seen it in the shop, so it's probably up north somewhere. Gaia, on rack, or the original location.
Yep. All right, Irby B looks like he's heading towards ice now, which, yes, I like that play. I mean, you got warp and everything. You know Volcano's not going to have the incentive. So it could
I think
look through to
that's the
see.
only play he has left to do. I'm pretty sure this is going to lead to the floater because I don't think there's any more checks that Herbie B can do.
There is ordeals potentially.
Oh, true. Yes, ordeals. I forgot about that. But I don't know. I think I would want to do ordeals over ice just because of the randomness of the boxes in ice.
True, although ice you can find some nice grind tiles too, whereas ordeals only has 3 of them. Of course, we know where the Agama is.
Well, there goes the Black Mage again.
Yep, and images have cremate. That's not fun.
Oh. Well, they're just trying to get rid of the evidence. And Irby B resetting out.
All right, Jaylow heading back to Canary. He's going to pick up spells for that Black Wizard.
That's what it looks like he's doing.
The later lever let him into the shop.
Yeah. I hate when they get in the way. It's like, get out of the way. I want to buy stuff.
He also gets locked too. That's a good play because, fiends can sometimes be evasive, and you level 42 plus black belts only landing a few hits.
That's always annoying when they have a high evade or a high absorb.
And Geist have heat.
And they're packing some heat this seed.
Yeah, so the ice cave actually has some very warm problems with it.
That's how the river system was created, all the melting ice.
That would explain that, indeed.
Ooh, we got a blue dragon. This could be a potential grind tile if it didn't decide it wants to smack down the black belt.
Yep, but that is a safe grind tile. Of course, you still have to get out of ice.
Looking for that incentive item, which is randomly placed throughout one of the boxes here in ice. Uh-oh, there goes Red Mage.
Yeah, which is why he, of course, had to check that second chest and run into those cremating images again.
I'm not sure if I would do any grind here, especially with the low amount of resources I have right now.
Yeah, maybe we come back and there's an opal shield that some shopkeeper might like.
And there's the loot.
Yep.
That is one of the key items that you need to actually beat the game.
Yep, you need the loot, the key, and in this flag set we need 3 orbs. So, if you see someone if they cannot find the chime, they might just skip Sky.
And that's what the first 3 items I usually get are the 3 dungeons I get. Now, if I accidentally full clear, then it's usually Sky, Sea Shrine, and Volcano, because why Earth? Yeah,
there are plenty of reasons to not go to Earth, and, well, good to check for trap tiles, and that's it.
All right, Jaylow's turning in his herb right now, getting his bottle.
Irby B making his way through the river system. He has to know, ordeals has got to be the play here, unless we don't have northern docks on or anything like that.
Nope. That we don't.
See, Jaylow gets away from some Sahags. I've seen some pretty nasty Sahags in this flag set.
And looks like Kirby is going towards ordeals, and they do like a high five, going past each other on the high seas. Does Jaylow not have his canoe?
I'm not sure that he does. I don't see it.
Where was that pickup at? Oh,
That's
interesting. He does not have his canoe. That was somewhere over. I trying to remember.
That canoe was in Titan's Trove.
Titan's Trove, right? He didn't check the Titan's Trove or Sarda, did he?
No. And one thing Irby B can do is, of course, he went to Ordeals, and that is the play I would make. But what we all forgot was that he has the crystal. I don't believe he's turned that in yet.
Oh yeah, Irby had not turned that in.
But from Ordeals, it's not a bad proximity play to go down and hit, the Matoya dock afterwards. So this actually makes a lot of sense.
Or you can just dock up at the river system.
Yes, I think the Matoya dock is actually a river. It's just how it's referred to.
Hey, that works. That works.
Yep.
But you have to have the required items to do the dock.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's you use that one dock north of Provoca that is rarely seen.
Yeah, that's. I don't think I ever used that in any seed I have played. That is like the most random port to have.
I mean, I've used it on the occasion, but full disclosure, I am not a racer, so that I'm not going to advise that as an optimum strategy. We have an ice sword and a mage staff in Ordeals.
Mage sticks are good against undead.
Yes, they are.
And free cast of fire too. That's always nice. All right, I think. Yeah, that would. There you go.
And for what it's worth, the red mage can use that rune sword rune sword. Excuse me. Rune sword would be the defense.
Yeah. Alrighty. Already putting good use to that mage stick.
Yep, random zombie D encounter, and he uses it to get some good fire damage on it.
And there's Akiel.
Yep, so it looks like Matoya has the floater, but now that gives us access to one of the fiend dungeons we need. We just need a rod or a chime.
Bring on the chime, because why would we want a rod? No worth. Maybe we'll get robot chicken.
I don't think I've seen. Well, yeah, I don't think we've seen a robot chicken in this tournament. Although they've seen a few runners go across the Bridge of Destiny.
Sometimes they don't even go across that Bridge of Destiny. All right, looks like he is going to go dock up at the Matoya dock. Oh, where are we going? No. Yep, that's the correct way. Derp. There we go. I got confuzzled.
Yeah, of course, Matoya could have something that leads to a fetch crest that leads to the floater.
Hey,
she could just have the floater.
Ordeals was not required. Well, possibly could be still required with that Oxio, but
I mean, Ordeals is required if you don't want to do Earth.
True. Now, will Irby B go up or down from here? Down. All right.
Yep, that is the correct play.
Following the coastline here. Running a few Sahags saying, "Hello, we want to play." And Irby B is like, "No, I need my floater. I need my airship." And then Jaylow is going towards Jaylow does have their canoe now.
Yep, they picked it up from Titans, and they also picked up their crystal from Sarda, so they'll be able to go get their floater either when they're done with ice or, some point after that. Still
Oh,
no
looks
incentive
like,
item.
no shop item. So that's on rack right there.
On rack or the caravan, but it's going to be the on rack area.
It might be the rod, maybe? Question mark? There's the chime. All right.
Yep.
We're still needing that key though.
Yep. So let's see, what could that key be? It could be in Lefane. Yep. Or it could be Waterfall.
Waterfall's another good choice. Yep, pick up your cardia incentive while you're passing.
Yep.
There we go.
That's proximity play. I mean, key could be there. Of course, it'd be something we don't care about so much, like the rod.
No rod. And there's the key.
Yep.
That was a key play.
Indeed, it was a key pickup there, and that puts Irby B in go mode because he doesn't care about, you know, other things. Sure, I mean, it'd be nice to find the incentive ribbon, but level up your black belt, and ribbon isn't as important. But he's
I think he needs to find a grind tile right now.
Yes, he does.
So we know about the blue. He knows about the blue dragon, which was. I can't 100. There's a slab, and he doesn't know about the agma tile. He never checked the agma tile in Marsh Cave.
No, he did not. I believe he checked out and found that nice tile in, or a full party grind in Earth. Of course, agma tile could be the eye tile could be anywhere right now, and that's the favors to see. We'll see what he does.
Wonder if he's going to check Northwest Castle or Temple of Fiends.
I was wondering that, but he was heading north, and now he's turning.
Looks like he's going towards Onrak. Oh, never mind. Yeah, he's like, nope, we're going to Melman.
He's going to translate that slab.
Translab. And pick up level 5 magic.
Yep, got that temper there.
I'm not sure if I would have made this play. I think I would have went towards Temple of Fiends and Northwest Castle to check the spike tiles.
Yes, I agree. That's what I would have done. Another thing is, I haven't been paying as much attention as I should have been to how much of a run there was off the hard reset, but it would have been tempting to check the desert for a grind there as well, especially with houses being so cheap.
That, you know, the desert grind is a viable grind if there is a encounter off the hard reset. And I haven't been paying attention either, so I'm not 100% sure. Looks like Irby just totally bypassed the Earth Cave, going towards Crescent Lake, going towards...
Looks like he's heading towards Volcano.
Oh, Volcano. Are we checking the armory there, or are we going to try to slay a fiend?
I think we're checking drip tiles, and then maybe we'll go down and slay a fiend.
Spike tiles is a good day. This is a good place to check spike tiles. And we get mud goals instead. That's not a particularly good grind at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible with two new casters, but those will hit pretty hard.
Yeah. Jaylow's in ice, and I think they got their incentive item
that's
from ice.
seated on the tracker, though.
There's some money. Silver.
And some white dragon.
Cube isn't. Grey worms.
That's vanilla or French vanilla right there.
I think Jaylow already picked up his incentive item because he just went out.
Yeah. I mean, that's my favorite thing to do when I'm in ice. Leave.
Say goodbye, ice. All right. And yeah, he's checking spike tiles. I'm not sure what got him there, but it didn't seem like he wanted to play around.
Right, now going to check the Agama tile, which we know won't have an Agama, but what will it have?
The wrong eye. Wrong eye.
This is not the eye you're looking for.
He has to step on that again if he wants to check the trap tile on this next room.
Yeah, we'll see if he actually wants to check that. Wouldn't blame him if he didn't.
I wouldn't blame him either. That was the wrong eye. That's a scary eye. You
Yes.
get nothing for it, and it hits hard. I think its crit rate is like 25%.
Something crazy like that.
Nope, he's going for it. Oh.
Yeah, I have to appreciate the play. It's pretty bold.
I would warp out of this. I would warp out of this so hard if it's not a...
Yes, I agree. And that's nothing.
Gone. I'm out. I'm out. Warp out. There you go.
Yep.
It's
That's
like,
exactly
oh, there's a red dragon.
Yep.
That's some XP right there.
Yep, that's not a trap tile, but that is a nice bunch of experience. And an ice sword, that hits those red dragons hard.
And somebody had a hurt dragon. That was a red mage. I don't know if the red mage has anything but spells.
So there was the rune sword that it could use, which, of course, if you're using a red mage for your melee, you might not be in a good spot, but that might be an exception to that rule. And here's Titan. Didn't we just feed that guy a ruby a bit ago?
It might be his brother. Might be his bigger brother.
Yeah.
Looks
or
like,
maybe he didn't like the ruby we fed him. I don't know.
I don't know, but he just his melee just got slowed.
Yeah, that's good, and I don't think we've seen fast. Oh, we have seen Nuke.
And there we go. Down Titan goes. First orb lit on stream. Right here. Herbie B at 36 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. So
some of these seeds have been really fast. This one's actually been, a bit slower pace than some. Meanwhile, Jaylow is checking the armory.
Yeah, usually, like I said earlier, with black belt seeds, you don't want to check chests. There's almost no reason to except for gold. And it looks like the the attentive item is in on rack.
Yep, that's the last place we haven't checked.
Though I'm curious why he's still checking, because maybe he's looking for that fast temper bunk?
Maybe. I mean, that is a good question because he has everything he needs. Of course, he's thinking maybe with the fast bonker, if he finds that, that he doesn't have to go to level 42.
Maybe checking spike tiles too.
That is true.
Warp. But this is one of the worst places to find a spike tile because it's going to be hard to down your party.
It is. And of course, then you have to walk out unless you're grinding with a mage still up.
I almost lost a grind earlier today with 15 hit points left walking out of waterfall.
That's one thing you really don't want to do is lose one of those grinds.
Oh, I was holding my breath the whole time because the black belt couldn't run, and I had to punch things out. I had to punch to get out. And
Mud Goals, definitely not the grind. They have trance, and I think they had heal.
Bad. Nope. Nope.
Yeah, trance is not status element in this flag set, and RBB does get the temper bonk. Which I think the fighter can actually equip that, but that's not who he's going to use for his melee. That's not who he wants it on.
Nope.
So, yeah. RBB still hasn't found his grind yet. Of course, he's going to look and see, and there's our adamant for sale in on-rack.
We by process of elimination, we figured that out.
Yep.
We checked everyone else. All right. RBB going into Sea Shrine.
Yep.
and going to on the long walk down the Sea Shrine Road, and that he's getting the business from the wrong eye too.
Yep,
Oh,
and
white shirt up there.
yes, that's a nice find.
RBB did not get that chest.
No, he didn't check. In fact, a lot of times runners will skip that chest.
Especially if it's the wrong eye.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, this is 2 Gersharks. This could be some juicy XP right here.
Yep, RBB thinking the same thing. Of course, the mage stick won't do great damage, but it'll do some.
We need great damage when you have 2 nukes. There we go.
Sometimes that little chip damage is just all you need is that 16s and then 14 for the recruited black mage. So certainly not high enough where if he found a grind, he'd be able to start grinding, at least with the solo black belt yet.
All right. Yeah, a few spike tiles to check. Nope, that's wrong.
Nope.
Nope, don't want that one.
That is a giant disappointment there.
In enormous proportions.
Right.
We're gonna get tomatoes thrown at us.
We probably are. We're gonna look like
all our horrible puns.
we're gonna look like the walls in Volcano, and Jaylow's taking on the Titan now. Bell punches 2 hits, 2 damage. Fade 238. Swings 2 hits, 11 damage.
This is not gonna go well for Jaylow, I don't think.
No, he basically only damage really is nuke at the moment, although he does nuke and fade.
He does have that white shirt. I don't know if he had it on somebody he can.
Well, he does also have the Rustav and the Defensor, but boy, that's going to be a long battle. Scarlamo, what are you doing down in the sea?
Isn't he supposed to be in like Earth?
Yeah, you would think. But Jaylow managed to get by the Titan that is in Volcano.
There might have been an earthquake and he slipped into the sea.
He fell into a crack, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
But Earth Fiends have been known to do that.
Nuke comes out and Kamo is lighting up the party while Nuke is going out and doing a little bit of damage, not as big a damage as we hoped for.
And the Mighty Cure spell comes out. You have to wonder how serious this fiend is.
Yeah, I healed some hit points. Yay!
Yep, all of that and more taken right away again.
And their second orb is lit. All without a black belt being higher than 20.
Indeed. I mean, neither runner's found a good spike tile, and did that EXP have death touch, or did that fighter just have low HP?
I did not see that. It might have death touch.
Which, it's fine. We're not using those for a grind.
It's fine. Everything's fine. We're just burning her. There's the rod that we didn't want.
Yeah, don't really care about that. We'll see if RBB, if he finds a good spike tile on Earth, he might just be tempted to go down and clear out the fiend there.
I mean, it's a longer walk than most dungeons.
It is, but this is interesting. He's going.
Checking spike tiles.
Yep. That's not the spike tile we're looking for. Meanwhile, Jaylow picks up his floater, and he already checked the Hall of Giants, so he knows that he doesn't want anything there. So he's just going to go down and see what this fiend is.
Nobody's checked Temple of Fiends, the locked, and nobody's checked Northwest Castle locked.
That is true. There could be Eye or a Red D or something there just waiting.
And those are safe grind tiles.
Yes, no off-step encounters. And let me tell you, some bad things can happen with those step encounters. I've seen it many times.
Exactly. You're wailing away on this 1 XP bag, and then you just get nuked from everywhere. Big group of sea monsters come and gobble up your black belt.
Oh yeah, something like a group of lobsters. The only good place to see a lobster is on my dinner plate, in my opinion. Definitely not FFR.
See, I don't care for lobster too much. Now, shrimp is where it's at.
I have to agree, shrimp is pretty good. And of course, as usual, we're going into the food talk.
Hey, food's good. That's why it's fat man's dream.
Yep, I try eating food every day. I like it so much.
Exactly. I just made some chip dip for me and my kids with Velveeta, Rotel, salsa, and sour cream. They eat this like it doesn't even last a weekend sometimes, and I put like 2 big blocks of Velveeta cheese in the dip.
Irby B, checking out the Earth armor. He's looking for spike tiles, obviously. He's not looking at the chest, and he is not finding much.
I'm calling it. It's either the eye or we know where the Agma tile is, and Jaylow already knows where the Agma tile is. Herbie B doesn't. So
What would be funny is if the eye was on the vanilla phantom tile, which I've seen on occasion, which is a bit late to help with any grinds.
Well, there is no vanilla phantom tile on this one because it's just short and Topher.
Oh, good points. But so we wouldn't see the eye at all in that case. Could also be in the Q block room.
True. Because we haven't went to Sky yet.
And who knows, we may not.
Desperately looking for that grind.
I could see why Irby B would do Earth because it is a weaker fiend.
Mm-hmm.
Although, if he was looking to avoid Fiend of Wind, that didn't quite work because Barbricia.
Well, let's see if he blows this boss away. Given
that whoever lands in the Earth Fiend spot has generally lich-ish stats, I think he will.
True. There we go!
Yep.
And all 3 orbs are lit. Irby B is the first one to be able to enter Topher, but will he? Will he try to find that grind?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, he's got 2 new casters, but that's only going to go so far with, the Fiend refights. Now, we're going to fight 2 Fiends on each side, but we also have this alt final boss.
Ooh, alt final boss. That alt final boss. Ooh, here we go. Irby B's checking the there. Okay, this is a grind tile. This is a good grind tile.
Yes, this will work.
So now the name of the game is to down everybody else but that black belt. Hopefully the dragon, he's got to show off his gear to them.
Yep. He might wait until, the black belt hits 21 though, just for safety. And if I were him, once I did get the black belt to 21 and everyone down, I would head out and save. Well, Jaylow looks like he is headed into Mirage, just given the annoying encounter and the background.
Yes, the nightmare and... Oh, that's not... Definitely a nightmare. There
Nightmares living down to their name.
Oh, they got away, but his punch mage is down.
Yep, his party is at level 14, so also not very high levels, and he's actually searching through Mirage 1 for some equipment, which kind of surprises me. I'm not sure what he would be looking for.
We got Irby B doing his grind, and now Jaylow is searching more boxes in Mirage. That's definitely not the... Yeah, you gotta res that black belt.
Yeah. And the Fun Police, that is a solidly better grind than a Phantom. And
you know,
not much of anything else.
This is the worst place to actually res your people. It is the longest walk. It's the walk of shame right here. Walk of shame.
It might be quicker to actually fly up to, I don't know if anyone's measured the time. It might be quicker to fly up to Crescent. It's not actually that far away, and it's got a really close.
B goes into Topher at 50 minutes with a level... I didn't even see the level on the black belt.
Yeah, this is an interesting gamble, but we've got Carbuncle, who we didn't see before, so that is obviously the Air Fiend.
If he has fun dead, he's not going to have fun. He is not going to have fun.
No, it's going to be more dead than fun. Another possibility is Warmech and Friends.
Oh, that's not fun encounter either.
Could always be worse.
Carbuncle is eating up all those nuke charges too.
Yes, it is. Beefy goes back in and then tries the other side, but we could say it could always be worse with Fun Dead and Warmech and Friends. Imagine vanilla scripts.
Oh, no, I can't imagine that. Nope. Yep. That's a nightmare in itself.
Yep. Irby be making the adjustment, resets out, and then heads the other directions. Like, I don't want to take on any Carbuncles.
Chanigan in chat saying level 20 Topher is very risky. Very risky. I only go into level 20 Topher if I'm like decked out in my fighter with all the good gear. With fast. In temper.
Yes, we do have temper. We do not have fast.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. This is a...
It is a bold play. I mean, who knows? It could work out. What he doesn't know is that he's 2 orbs ahead.
That is true. That is true.
And he also doesn't know that he's actually ahead on levels as well.
The only alt fiend that's viable, Whack-A-Garland. Well, I hope. Let's hope for Herbie gets Whack-A-Garland in, and not the Fun Dead or the Warmech and Friends. But I would love to see a good robot chicken.
Oh yes, me too. You know, Scarman just destroyed that fighter.
Said no fighter for you. Down, boy, down. And destroyed the Red Mage. Yeah, I think you're going to need to get some more levels on that black belt.
Yeah, Scarman definitely inherited Kraken stats. I mean, usually if stats are such that it at least resembles the fiend they're replacing, but RBB will get some good information because he will know just how nasty a final boss he's going to have to fight.
Let's see. It is Titan Carbuncle.
Carbuncle, so the double dragons, although neither of them are dragons in this case.
And there goes and here comes out Swirl. And the flashes before his eyes. And all right, so I think you need to. Nope. Yep.
Yeah. He's gonna go back to the zombie dragons. I like this play.
Yeah, you have enough time there, Irby. You have enough time.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Jaylow's searching for treasure. I'm wondering, is he trying to make... He might be thinking the play of, I might be close enough. I can't find a good grind. I might try to go with fighter melee.
I think Herbie might be worried about getting these people down because they're not taking much damage.
Jaylow does find his key. He might have also been searching Cardi and not remembering which chests were. Oh, no. Sun Sword, but it's -2. That's the best weapon a fighter or red mage can equip pre-promotion, at least when the Masa is removed. And ouch! Katana +2 and no tail.
Oh, you hate to see it. Well, you love to see it, but you hate to see it.
Yep.
Kind of wish somebody rolled legendary weapons at this point in time.
Yeah, if the fighter rolled legendary weapons, I would definitely be thinking, okay, I could go into Topher and try to take this with the fighter with that katana.
It might be doable, especially with a temper. Yes, Zombie D's and Topher.
And of course,
all right.
The funny thing is, if Irby Beale knows this, but he goes to the left side, he basically has the two final boss character, encounters on that side, and he saw Carbuncle, and that was enough. And
Carbuncle kind of did him dirty.
Yes, he did.
I hope you're all enjoying the stream right now. You guys are getting the experience of Herbie B and Jaylow going head-to-head for the SGL online tournament for 2023. I am Kumo, and in the booth with me is Classic Gamer. Thank you all for being here. Right now, we have Herbie B going back into Topher, gaining a few more levels after the Zombie D grind. Let's see where that takes him. Meanwhile, Jaylow is on his way to Ordeals, going to pick up, if I remember correctly, this was a dud item.
I believe that was a dud item, but that black belt is now not fully online, but up to 6 hits, which is going to make a big difference.
That does make a big difference. The difference between 4 hits and 6 hits, it makes a huge dent in the XP or the HP pool.
Yes, it does.
Oh, and Scarmilio comes out with nuclear. Goodbye.
Oh! He also had Inferno before that.
I eat light warriors for breakfast.
Yeah. And our tracker Dustbloom saying the Ordeals was the Oxiel, which...
Oh.
That's not a dud, but it's also not necessarily required because we could always get the rod and do Earth. Little Earth.
But Jaylow does not have the rod, so... Interesting.
We'd be thinking, that was just some bad RNG. I'm going to try this again. And I don't blame him because, sometimes, he'll, of course, Scarlet won't hit pretty hard, but sometimes he might roll an attack instead.
Well, hopefully he rolls an attack instead and doesn't wipe out the spellcasters. The herb can take the punch. Let's just, there goes Inferno. There goes all the hit points. I don't think you have time to cast that temper.
No, I have to agree. You have to just lead off and start swinging with the black belt. Did not get good damage out of the fighter there.
Okay, the fighter's down. We're in round 3 now. This is not good. There's the nuclear.
There's nuclear.
You need to get a few more levels, I think.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen Life or Life 2, so...
I'm going the left path again.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, unless he's looking to scout out Carbuncle.
Well, casted nuclear. I mean...
Yeah, that is true. But of course, Carbuncle already showed he was pretty tough.
Yeah. Well, the fighter survived that hit.
And she was already in chat saying Scarmino not messing around. No, he is not. Either's
He
Carbuncle,
is,
for that matter.
And the fighter goes down. And he's either very evasive or very or absorb happy. There we go. Yeah,
Now, I don't think we've seen it, but with the Black Wizard, we do have access to fast wherever it is.
It might be level 8. We didn't. I don't think we saw that. And Red Mage goes down.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen 6, 7, or 8. And the Black Belt goes down.
This is not good.
Yeah. This is, you might as well, yeah, RBB resets. I don't know about this. I would be getting some more levels here. I mean, you know, he might feel like Jaylow's probably in Topher, about to take on Chaos, but remember, the Fiends are being nasty to you. They're going to be nasty to your opponent, usually.
So looking at our tracking log from earlier, that fast, it's not at level 8.
But we know where it is because we have the... but, you know...
Spoilers.
Irby does not.
You know, I might take the time to try to locate that fast if Topher keeps on giving me the business like this and my opponent has not crossed the finish line yet. I would probably take the time to try to find that fast, because fast is going to get you through some of these fights.
Yes, I agree.
Good one, Saka. Good one. We've been making puns all day. You guys in chat can make puns too. We won't. I find it very punny. We won't judge. All
we
right.
won't do too much punishment for it.
Herbie B is just taking this Topher head on. He doesn't want any more levels. Yes, we're doing puns. We've been doing puns. Puns are where it's at.
Yes, absolutely. So here's Chameleon, who's either going to do Inferno or the Nuclear, and
hey, there's
that's about the best thing he could do, because everything else of his is nasty.
He wants to punch the fighter. That's what he wants to punch.
I mean, if he has to punch anything, it's punch the fighter. And Jaylow checking greater than less than. This is pretty interesting.
That is very... At this point in the game, I don't think you want to check any more chests than you have to.
I agree. Of course, one thing is he does not have much in the way of armor.
Carmelia goes down with 3 people alive.
Yep, so this will give Irby B his best chance. I seem to have distinct memories of Irby B pushing through the finish line in one of these situations like this.
And he does have Cure 4. All right.
Yeah, but
I would throw. You know what? Throw that temper on the black belt. Throw the temper on the black belt.
Yes.
Just have the black belt punch and throw the temper on the black belt.
Yeah, and unfortunately the roost stick will not help against Swirl, but it would help against an attack like that. And
do we not have temper on the black mage or black wizard?
We do. I saw it on there.
Oh no, well, there goes
Yep.
light
Enhanced
flashing
darkness.
for everybody's eyes.
Yep. It's interesting, he's not healing the black belt, which was kind of a moot point after that.
Yeah.
And is he going to... Yes, he's going to go grind up some more levels.
Double Dragon got Irby a few times.
Yes. Neither of those dragons is pretty nice.
We're gonna have to ask Irby what his thought process is with him trying to push through Topher right now. Fatality.
Yeah, because I mean, he said he keeps on being given the business, and that just terrible attack, powerful abilities. I mean,
Jaylow is grinding on the red Ds. I'm not upset about this play at all.
Yeah, I think this is a good play. That is a safe tile. It's not too far to walk out.
And dragons hit pretty hard. And he just has to have enough cure items to get him through. Jaylow needs to move that black belt to the back, though. Hopefully.
We'll see if he...
Oh, switches the Sun Sword over to the red mage.
Ice Surface Carmelian comes out and hits the black belt pretty hard, but the only reprise you get with him is spells.
And hey, all 4 party members are alive now.
Yep.
With after Scarmelio, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Progress.
Yep, it's a very good thing. Now, of course, if you can't get through here, I would really wonder if you go try to find... Right, even go so far as go to somewhere like Volcano, wear down, your party members, heal up the black belt, and then grind.
Yeah.
I mean, that takes a while, but bouncing off Topher.
And
that's a bad start.
Yep. Yeah. Somebody has a Invis 2 shirt, and it's not Herbie, it's Jaylow.
Yep, but even then the skills are pretty strong with those two. And let's see what Herbie's... Okay, Herbie's leaving. Obviously, he got there with 4 party members up and got given the business. Boy, those double dragons are hitting hard. Of course, I don't think he has much armor on, but still, they're not hitting hard. They're doing nasty skills and spells.
Yeah. And when is he gonna do a sandworm? No?
Yeah.
Where's he going? Oh, he's going spells. He's gonna go buy spells. He's gonna find that one spell.
Yeah. He's gonna find fast.
Tail is not allowed in this seed. There is no promotion. He is looking for that fast. That's what he's doing. I'm
Yep, not at level 5. And jackpot.
There it is.
Of course, the red mage cannot learn it, but the black wizard can.
Yeah, there's no tail and no masa. Find fast. Correct.
Yes.
Oh, we got some metal slimes over here on Jaylow side.
Yep, I believe that is a random encounter, though, because he's up in sky at the moment, I believe.
It's always nice to find a random encounter of slimes, though.
Yes, it is.
Kill him.
But if you have Fire 3, like Jaylow does.
There we go. That's some nice experience right there. I think Jaylow bailed on that grind.
Yeah, I think so. He's got his black belt up to 22 now, so he's ready to find a better grind.
Well, red dragons are one of those grinds that are you know, it's not as good as the Eye or the Agama, but it's still a viable grind.
Yes, it's very viable.
That's why I was slightly confused with Herbie with the bailing out on the zombie D's. That there's 2 of them, but that's another viable grind. And Jaylow's checking more chests.
Of course, he might have just slightly better armor for his characters against, you know, some of these hard-hitting fiends that might help. But sometimes these plays that seem counterintuitive do pan out nicely.
Yep, it's Carmelia with the lit 2. That's what he wants him to cast.
Yes.
Not the other nasty stuff he has hidden away. Oh, like that.
Well, that's better than Inferno, though, or his bound to take someone down attack. But even fasted, the black belt only did 7 hits, 210. And then 7 hits, 223, so...
Yeah.
Not getting good
There we
DPS, but you get through.
Alright, throw that Cure 4 on... Actually, I would probably save a few Cure 4 charges for the battle.
Yes, that's one thing I like to do is Cure 4 when I have a heal 3. You know, save it for the battle if I can.
Alright, we are pulling Double Dragon once again. Will Herbie get through it this time? He is throwing fast on the black belt and tempering up. Let's see what... And the fighter gets 101 damage.
Hey, look what's on Jaylow's screen!
Oh, Robot Chicken! We got to see the Robot Chicken. That is amazing. Hey, now with Fred's throwing some tempers on the black belt, Nuke comes out, does some chip damage, and the swirl comes out. And, oh, that barely alive, I think. You need focus
Not
fire
anymore.
on 1. You need to focus fire on 1. Dang it!
Ooh. Yeah, they're hitting awfully hard.
Did he run from that battle, or did he beat the Warmac?
I'm not sure. I mean, if he's gotten a bunch of experience, I would say he beat it, but I don't think he was getting good damage. One thing, you don't want to get up to the Bridge of Destiny and wipe.
Oh, that would be so... Especially with all the checks he made. No, he did not.
No,
he didn't.
Hey, the Vorpal roll +2 too. Another weapon we can't use.
You know, the Vorpal's only good for throwing out anyway. the great debate of Vorpal or no Vorpal. Vorpal belongs in the trash.
Well, in this flag set, I mean, if you like throwing the Vorpal away, it's a good flag set to do it. Meanwhile, RBB versus Scarmoon again. Let's see if he can get through with everyone up. While Jaylow's taking on Carbuncle 1, trying to bane him, and Slow landed on that black belt. That's not good, although I think... See if he has fast charge. Oh, he found the X-Cal too. Found all these weapons that cannot use.
And throwing Lock 2 on Carbuncle.
Gets through. Carbuncle had X... Or actually, no, excuse me. Scarmoon had X-Spur.
Oh, that's a nice spell to cast.
I mean, when you don't have any ribbons, you know, kind of don't care anyway.
Yeah, I think I saw one on my last playthrough, Pickle. And I promptly sold it. If I did, they went right to the vendor. That's exactly what I did.
Yeah, in this flag set, I mean, unless you roll legendary weapons, they're just, you know, money, and
God.
there goes the black belt.
The black belt okay, with this, you probably need to swap that black belt out with another slot, probably slot 3, because he is getting pummeled in slot 4.
Yes.
That's what I've learned from these flag sets is if you're getting bad RNG from a slot, switch the slot and see if it changes your luck.
I'm not sure what the odds of Bane against Carbuncle are, but it's probably 3 in 256 if he's not weak against poison. And Irby B's continuing to, doggedly go after this.
I would save those fast charges. Unless you need them. Never mind. You probably need them. I forget, not a level 42 black belt.
Which the time, he's spending, he could definitely got at least up to 32, I would think.
Yeah.
And with these feeds, it doesn't help to have a few extra levels on the other characters, so yeah, sure, it'll take a little longer, but it'll also...
since that's a temper bonk, why... I would actually put that on the fighter and let the fighter temper up the black belt and just swing with the black belt.
Yeah, the fighter isn't exactly doing a ton of damage. Hippie resets out.
Because that way, when the black belt swings, he will be already buffed. That's just my 2 cents.
I mean, it takes, good turn order, which is something to often get. This is interesting. Irby B's checking the armor. He actually got ice armor +2. That would help that fighter actually a reasonable amount there.
That it would.
In fact, yeah. Okay, Fire has iron armor on, 2+ on, which is alright, but not what you call in-game armor.
You reset out, go save since you
yeah.
reset out. He must be confident. This is his run right here. This is it. We got it.
Yep, Jaylow in the long battle against Carbuncle's given up on the Bane strats and is just
punching.
Yep.
I would probably. Oh well, there he goes. Down he goes. That's the second orb lit.
2 down, 1 to go.
All right, Chameleon, and.
Oh, that's not what you wanted to see right off.
Oh no, my Chameleon's like, no. Yeah, jeez. Oh my jeez. This is a rough seed, y'all. This is a rough seed. I think if Herbie B just went and grabbed a few more levels on that black belt, he would be fine.
I agree. But of course, here's the temptation. You feel the pressure. You think the other runners right behind you. Like, I just got some bad RNG, get through this time. I can totally understand it, but it's...
Yeah. All right, Jaylow is...
I have to agree with putting that temper bonk on the fighter because, I mean, against the weakest fiend of the refights here, still not doing any damage.
Yeah. All the fighter's good for is tempering. Oh, then Jaylow pulls a +2 opal bracelet.
That is a nice find. That will be as good as anything except, opal or dragon that we cannot use. So
ice armor +2.
It'll be equal to that because at least it absorb and it'll give better evade.
And now Jaylow gets his slab.
So we'll see how this battle against Carmelon goes because boy has he been nasty.
He's not giving. I think we're gonna have no. He's gonna probably grind on the zombies. I was gonna say, is he bonking off the orb here? Oh,
he's probably looking for a grind tile and found it.
All right.
I have to agree with Zardy in chat. The resolve here by Irby is amazing. Yes.
All right. First try. First try, Herbie B. First try.
Yeah.
I'm sending positive thoughts, I swear.
Got
All right. Yeah.
temper.
Yeah. Fast.
Fast.
Just swing. Just swing. Just swing. Oh, ruse up. Ruse up.
Rouge, yeah.
Oh, never mind. Never mind.
You definitely need to ruse up here. And
Yeah.
that's why.
Ouch.
Of course.
Nope. Ouch.
Oof.
Ouch. Those dragons are just not. Yep, there it goes. All right. So now we're back to the zombie D fight.
It's like a Monday. It's back to the grind. Tomorrow being an exception for most people.
I'm glad Mondays are actually my Friday or my Sundays. All right. So Jaylow is taking a few whacks at this zombie tile. I don't know.
Yep.
He went and checked the chest in Topher.
Question in chat, was Invis 2 available for the Red Mage? No, it was level 3 slot 4, which is white lock.
But Jaylow has the white shirt.
Yes.
White shirt was in Volcano, the second chest up from the Agma tile.
Yep. Irby B does have the Roost Staff. I believe he also has the defense sword.
That is true as well. Yeah,
Jaylow checking the dwarves locked.
I think Herbie finally. I think Jaylow's thinking if this person hasn't, if Herbie hasn't passed the finish line, what is Topher like? Oh my god!
Metagaming, and of course we know
Jaylow knows where the Agma tile is.
That is true. It also flew by Northwest Castle and its trap tiles. Nobody has checked those yet.
I wonder what Jaylow's train of thought is right here. What he's thinking right now. Oh, get the slab translated. Maybe you got to pick up. No, you got it. There you go. There you go. Now you can pick up the white mage or white wizard.
You replace? I like that. Replacing the red wizard. Sure, that's one less nuke caster. That's one more life 2 caster. Or life caster.
Herbie going back in after gaining a few levels.
Alright, we'll see how it goes. Now, I didn't check to see which level he reached.
I didn't either.
Personally, I would be 32 on that black belt.
At least 32. If not, push it to 42.
Yeah, 6 hits though, so he's not the 32.
You can go to the volcano and get your stuff down to 1. Yeah, there we go.
Yep. And another question is, we've seen
Carmelio.
Yep, quite a few of the trap tiles, but no eye tile. No, the correct eye anyway.
Found the wrong eye.
Yep.
The left eye, not the right eye.
Northwest, and I think some Marsh Lock we haven't checked.
I think those are the last few spike tiles we have not checked. Unless we haven't. Oh, there goes the Inferno. Everybody
yep, and there go the mages.
And you need the mages.
Oh wait, well, he has fast off. I saw 7 hits, but I was like, wait, no, that's after fast. Yeah.
What level are you? What? Okay, yep. get some more levels.
Yep. I think Irby B has to be thinking the same thing. You know, I've been bonking off of this, and Jaylow still hasn't finished.
I would go to Volcano and get your your party members down so you can do a one-on-one grind with the black belt.
Yeah, because these double dragons are not playing around. I mean, usually these seeds have run in the 40-minute range, and we're in an hour 20. We almost certainly hit an hour and a half here.
I mean, they're getting good XP with a party grind though. So
Yes,
I mean,
it is.
It's decent, but yeah, you really want to get that the black belt solo mano a mano with these zombie Ds.
But right now, at level 27, I mean, it's the point it might just be faster to just go with the full party because you're not far off.
If he goes to level 32, if he tries to go to level 42, it's going to be a lot longer.
Oh yeah, I agree. I was thinking level 32 when I said that. 42 would definitely be a lot longer, and Jaylow's picking up that Fade and Invis too.
The magic number for black belts is 32 and 42. 32 for getting another hit, and 42 getting almost max MDef and more hits.
That's another thing about going to 42 is you get that extra MDef.
Because you always have a bad feeling in your stomach when you get rubbed out or you get zapped out.
Oh yes, definitely. Or sometimes it's like, well, that was 3 and 256. It doesn't matter. And Jaylow finding life, and of course she's going to check level 6 black, and he's going to, or does he already have it?
He was like, "Oh, I got Cure 3 at level 9. What?"
Yeah.
Yep, that was the.
How's the white mage's bonus?
Zombie D is eating 2 nukes and still surviving.
Yeah, I think that's one reason why Irby B didn't grind longer earlier is because Zombie Ds were pretty tough, although that black belt's really starting to get punchy here. And now Jaylow's checking the northwest castle tiles. We'll see what we have here.
All right, are we going to get our eye tile?
We found the Zeus bonk. He didn't check them. Yeah.
That's supposed to be in here. Anyway. Let us
try to take on Topher again if we're Irby B. So we got a few more levels. Okay, didn't check to see how many, but I'll get key information when the black belt punches.
Oh, there's some steak right there for Jaylow.
Yep. Okay, we're up to 29. Which is
and
nice,
but
I
steak
think it's
with
3
lit
levels.
3.
Yeah. And Jaylow finds that steak too tough and chewy and runs.
That encounter kind of shocked him.
Yes.
Will Scarmilio give him the business again? Oh my geez. Oh. Come back to
and
us.
his dream is freezing up. Oh, there we
Come
go.
back to us, Herbie. Uh-oh.
Okay, we gotta hope that hamster pedals. We know Herb did 4 hits, probably 4 damage, but sometimes it's 4 hits, 4 damage terminated, so.
We're getting a slideshow of everything that's happening.
Yep, well, see, there's an Heal 2 coming out.
Alright. And it looks like it's a problem, might be on Herbie's side.
And it looks like he did get through the battle because I see the screen fading out. Yep, it is a Heal 2, so. I'm pretty sure it doesn't mean to cast that.
Alright.
He just had the Go over it.
All right. Hopefully we're back up.
All right, he's about to take on Chaos.
Or the double dragon. And
Yes.
they leave with a swirl.
Which is-
I'm on Herbie's page right now. Fred gets knocked out. He tempers up and he throws a temper with the black wizard on the black belt. Herb swings. He takes punches like a fighter should.
Oh. And look at that. Oh, I see the fade now. Get your GGs out in chat for Herbie B. Finishing with a race time GG time of 1 hour, 29 minutes, 29 seconds.
There we go. The final hit. GG's. Let's see if Herbie B wants to join us in the booth. Jaylow is on his way. Probably get that. He has 2 orbs lit, right?
Yes, he has 2 orbs lit.
And there's Herbie B in the booth or in the setup room. I don't know if.
Yep, we'll just wait for him to hop over.
Join. Oh, do we? Did Jaylow forfeit? I'm not part of the room, so I'm.
Actually, looking at the race room, he did.
Okay. And he discarded his stream, it looks like. Because there's nothing happening on my side unless he's just standing there. It's alright. It's alright.
I mean, maybe he heard from Herbie just what Topher was like and was like, no thanks. I
No
cannot
thanks,
blame him.
It was a bad endeavor.
Yeah.
I felt the pain from that Topher. And I wasn't even playing. I was watching.
Me too.
Herbie D, you're good to jump in the booth if you're listening. I don't.
In the booth, or I see Herbie B in the setup, but we don't know if he's been on B Gaming before, so. Oh, he needs somewhere. Oh, okay.
Okay,
Well, thank you, Jaylow and GG's. You totally understand. I mean, this went longer than expected.
That
I know at
Topher
least
was mean.
Yeah, at least one of us on in comms, didn't bring as many drinks as usual and ended up getting thirsty because the race went longer than he intended. At least one of us.
It might have been Scarmelia throwing out those infernos and nuclears.
Yeah.
You got a little bit of parched throat right there.
All right, see if we can get Herbie, who's in the setup, but there we go.
What is that, Herbie? GG.
Yes, GG's.
So how about that Topher? I heard a little bit of clicking, but I don't hear anything from you, Herbie. We might be having a little bit of issues with Herbie B.
Yes.
Voice. Oh, I heard something there.
Yep, as did I.
But now nothing. Oh no. Well.
Oh, you might be jumping out to work on his IO issues. Welcome back, Herbie B.
Could be maybe.
Okay, sorry about that.
There we go.
There we go.
Welcome. GG's on that finish. Well, how about that Topher?
Oh my goodness, I felt like I was always just almost there, right? And I'm like, it just felt too horrible to like go somewhere else and try to find a grind. I just never found it. And I always felt like I was just like one turn away from getting it. So I kept banging my head against the wall over and over, and it finally worked.
Well, chat was astonished by your persistenceness of the Topher dive. They commended you on it. That was a rough Topher. I've seen a few rough Tophers, and that's one of the roughest I've seen.
Yeah, you wouldn't think a short Topher with 2 required fiends would be that bad.
Because either way you picked was damned if you, or danged if you do, danged if you don't.
Pretty much.
Oh, it was pretty rough. I mean, it was, and it was just one of those things. I felt like I really should have got my, I really should have got that black belt up higher, but I also needed the other folks to have HP to cast fast and temper on them. So it just was, it was tough.
So, did you ever think about switching that temper bonk from the black belt to your fighter, since the fighter never was doing any real damage?
You know what? I never thought about it because I was eventually getting a couple of temper bonks, just a couple of them going. And once I went and then learned fast that, those first 2 fights went quite a bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just a matter of, having those, getting, a fast and enough tempers to really take down the final boss. So,
because
in hindsight, I definitely should have gone somewhere else and brought the black belt up to infinity, and then that would have worked.
Well, those zombie Ds are one of the better grinds, since we couldn't find the eye. The Agma tile was actually in Marsh Cave.
Okay.
You never checked that.
No, by the time I got the incentive, I jumped right out of there. I was done with Marsh, so.
Oh yeah, especially after what was it, Thunder on the Bones?
Yeah, Thunder on the Bones, I believe. So, and that makes it a very unsafe grind because you still have to get out after that.
Mm-hmm. So you have any final thoughts about this seed, so we can give back Speed Gaming their channel?
Yeah, I mean, I guess what I would say is I'm still getting used to black belts, and I don't know if it necessarily got better this evening, but I did have a lot of fun and just appreciate everybody hanging with me, even though it took a little longer.
We were all hanging out, cracking puns.
Yep. Making the occasional food reference, like often happens.
Exactly. Who doesn't love food? All right. Did you want to take us out? You want me to take us out there?
I'd say go ahead and take us out, Kumo.
All right. Guys, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for tuning into Speedlight Gaming and enjoying this awesome run by Herbie B and Jaylow. They gave on a fantastic show. Please go check out the Final Fantasy Randomizer page, where they have all sorts of tournaments going on right now. We have the Speedlight Gaming tournament. We have the Final Fantasy 1 and Link's Awakening tournament going on, and then we're also going to be doing a group tournament, 4 people as a team. I'm not 100% sure on that. I am part one of those teams, but that's not until after the Speedlight Gaming tournament. If you have any interest of doing the Final Fantasy 1 randomizer and have not done it before, they do have a Duckling program to teach you all the ins and outs of the randomizer, how to roll a seed, how to enjoy the fun flag sets that you can turn on and off in the randomizer. So go check that out. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Dust Plume, for tracking. Thank you, Classic Gamer, for my co-commentator. Thank you, Herbie B and Jaylow, for doing this race and showing everybody else what is great about Final Fantasy 1, the randomness and the Oh, so nightmarish Topher. Thank you all so much. You guys have been amazing. We will see you guys next time, and take it easy. Have a wonderful night. Bye.